This movie is so terrifying that it would scare even a dog witless. To recover from his illness, Jack moves back to his late grandfather's old house with his dog, Max. But as soon as they open the door, Max senses something is wrong. A dark shadow seems to be staring at them from behind the car. Yet in the blink of an eye, the shadow vanishes. Max can't shake the feeling that this place is deeply unsettling. Sure enough, strange things start happening on their very first night. Before entering the house, Max hears a weird noise coming from the cellar outside. He tries to listen more closely, but Jack interrupts him, ready to go inside. No sooner do they step into the room than the lights suddenly go out with a snap. When Jack heads to the basement to fix the wiring, Max senses something strange again. He walks over to the window, pressing against it to look outside. Amid flashes of lightning and thunder, Jack calls out to him, but as Max leaves, he doesn't notice a dog statue right beside him. When Max reaches the basement door, he hesitates, too scared to go down. As if something unspeakably terrifying lurks below. Jack feels the same way when he comes back up.
Something smells awful down here. Glad I don't have your nose.
As I mentioned earlier, this old house in the woods belonged to Jack's grandfather. Just like Jack, his grandfather also had a dog. Later, his grandfather passed away from an illness in this very house. As Jack reflects on this, Max notices something again, but he cowers in fear, too timid to react. A moment later, still uneasy, he pokes his head out to check. Following his instinct, Max goes up to the second floor, and spots a lounge chair. He's certain something is there. Just as Max is examining it closely, Jack finds him again. Jack looks in the direction Max is staring, but there's nothing there at all. Maybe a dog's intuition is just too strong. They can see things that aren't meant to be seen. After all, they're staying in his grandfather's old home. Max is already terrified enough in this creepy house. But when his owner Jack leaves to pick up medicine from the hospital, he doesn't take Max with him. This leaves Max frantic with fear. While waiting for Jack, he hears another dog barking. Max figures out the sound is coming from the cellar outside, the same cellar connected to the house. As he's observing it, another dog wearing a red bandana suddenly appears inside the house. Before Max can react, the dog heads straight upstairs. After hesitating for a long time, Max finally plucks up the courage to follow. But the other dog is gone. Max follows the scent and searches everywhere, finally finding traces of it under a cabinet. Only the red bandana is left there. Max inches closer, trying to pull the dog out. When the scene in front of his eyes suddenly shifts, the bandana floats down from above. Then the house begins to collapse. In the next moment, Max sees a black hand slowly reaching in from the doorway. Right after, the red bandana falls down, stained with blood. Max is petrified. Before he can recover, the stairs start thudding. A dark shadow is drawing closer. In a panic, Max hides under the bed. But the shadow doesn't stop moving. Max is overcome with terror. Thankfully, it's just Jack coming home. As soon as Jack sits down, Max runs over affectionately. But Jack seems extremely unwell and pushes him away. Max doesn't give up. He desperately wants to know what's wrong with Jack, especially when he sees Jack's bandaged wound and hears his constant coughing. He tries to comfort Jack in his own way, but Jack is far too distressed and distracted.
So no, but give me a minute. Get the fuck out of here!
Max wants to stay by his side, but something strange happens again. A dog's bark echoes through the house. Max longs to investigate, but he's too worried about Jack. He drifts off into a half-asleep, half-awake state. Yet the strange sound wakes him up once more. He finds Jack is no longer in bed. Worse still, a line of muddy footprints has appeared on the floor. Max follows the footprints to the stairs. His instinct tells him something is very wrong, and he hesitates. But thinking of his owner, he finally gathers his courage and follows the prints into the living room. There, he sees Jack walking slowly, then slamming himself against the basement door, over and over. Max freezes in shock. He immediately tries to wake Jack up. At that moment, Jack seems to snap out of it, but he has no idea what just happened. In the early hours of the next morning, the strange barking sounds again. Bandit was the name of Jack's grandfather's dog, but why can they hear the grandfather scolding Bandit in this house? While Jack is on the phone with his sister, Max hears the barking once more. Right away, a door opens in front of him. Inside are all of Jack's grandfather's belongings, covered with white cloth. Max pushes his way in, and finally spots an old vintage sofa. Then, a sound comes from the sofa. Max's eyes widen in terror. The scene shifts again, and he sees the grandfather, gravely ill. At that moment, a dark shadow rushes toward him in the room. As the grandfather growls in fear, Max is so scared he loses control of his bladder. By that night, Jack notices Max is missing. He finds him in the basement, covered in mud, completely miserable. But Jack doesn't mind at all. Despite his own serious illness, he tries to give Max a bath, but he can't stop coughing. In the end, he doubles over in agony. It's clear how much Jack loves Max. Even when gravely ill, he doesn't care about Max being dirty. But the doctor has already told him he has late-stage cancer, and only a few months left to live. In Max's eyes, the dark shadow has now attached itself to Jack. Jack is filled with guilt. After all, at the end of his life, only Max is by his side. After calming Max down, Jack, exhausted, gets ready for bed. Max is sleepy too, but he wants Jack to hold him while he sleeps. Jack refuses. He's in far too much pain.
Not tonight.
But as soon as Max is set down, he senses something once more. Something is watching them. In the next second, a dark shadow flashes past. Max chases after it instinctively, all the way to the basement. Suddenly, his eyes go wide. He sees Jack lying inside the basement. It was only a dream. Before Max can process it, something terrible happens again. A pair of hands suddenly grabs him. It's Jack. He'd fallen onto the floor at some point. Holding Max tightly, he gasps for breath. But Max sees clearly. A human figure just flashed by. He lets out a low, threatening growl. Whether it's a hallucination or not, Jack suddenly turns into a figure made of mud in an instant. And Max bites him.
God damn it! No! You stay there!
Max is overcome with guilt. The next day, Jack wakes up and makes a painful decision. He builds a small doghouse outside for Max, attaches a leash to him, and forces him to stay outdoors. Max is completely confused. Why is he doing this? Doesn't his owner love him? A moment later, Jack even brings out Max's food bowl. He clearly doesn't want Max inside the house anymore. Max starts to panic. Soon, heavy rain begins to fall. But Max doesn't eat, nor does he go into the doghouse. He just stares at Jack's room, waiting for his owner to take him back inside. Just then, Max catches a strange scent. He turns around, and Jack's figure has been replaced. Max jolts in terror. The dark shadow has possessed Jack once again. Inside the room, Jack keeps coughing up blood. It seems his life is reaching its final moments. He struggles to get back to his bedroom. Meanwhile, Max comes face to face with the shadow again. Terrified, he runs back to his doghouse. But then, all the lights in the house start flickering. The generator has broken down again. What will happen to Jack? Max thinks he hears Jack's cries of pain. He has to go to him. He steps forward instinctively, when a hand suddenly appears out of nowhere. Max tries to run away, but the leash holds him back. He struggles desperately, only to be dragged closer step by step. Suddenly, Max has an idea. He lunges forward with all his strength. But he still can't get into the locked house. At that moment, the dog barks again, from the cellar connected to the house. Still, Max can't get in. As he stares toward Jack, the cellar door creaks open on its own. The barking grows louder, but staring into the darkness inside, Max hesitates, paralyzed by fear. Then he sees the skeleton of a dog. Is that where the barking is coming from? Why is it here? No more hesitation. Max charges straight into the house. At the same time, Jack's moans fade away. Suddenly, he jolts awake and sits up. Confused, Jack looks around, when a line of footprints mysteriously appears on the floor. Moving closer and closer to the bedroom, Jack realizes what's happening, and tries to shut the door immediately. He turns on the light, but the footprints are gone. Just then, Max returns. Jack feels warmth and companionship again. So what if Max bit him? He's going to die soon anyway. Tonight, he'll hold Max in his arms as they sleep.
How'd you get up here? Huh?
Lying on the bed is Jack. There's no doubt about it. He died during his attack earlier. The phone rings. Jack can't answer it. In the next moment, Max's eyes widen in horror. It's the mud figure. Watch as it drags Jack away quickly. Max smashes through the glass window. They head for the cellar. Max bursts in at the last second. Leaping over the skeleton of his fellow dog, he finds a hidden cave he's never seen before. The eerie sight terrifies him, but hearing Jack's voice, he makes up his mind and runs inside. Before long, Max finds Jack, and drags him out of the cave step by step, but then a door opens behind them. It's the Dark Shadow, but this time, Max isn't afraid, because Jack is behind him. In truth, the shadow hasn't disappeared. It has slipped past Max and possessed Jack.
You're a good dog. No.
but you can't save me. Be here.
In an instant, Jack transforms and walks back into the cave. Covered in mud, Max doesn't leave. Perhaps he's hoping his owner will suddenly appear and hold him, just like he always did. No one knows how much time passes. Eventually, Jack's sister comes to check the basement. After arranging Jack's funeral, that's when she finds Max. But Max still believes Jack is here. Any second now, he'll come out and greet him. In the end, though, Jack's sister takes Max away. What Max saw was none other than the Grim Reaper. And the Reaper was always waiting to take Jack's life as he drew his last breath. This is more than a horror movie. It's a story about loyalty. Max faced ghosts, shadows, and death, but he never left his owner. Even when Jack was gone, Max still waited. A dog's love is fearless, and it lasts forever.